Deep in the heart of the vast desert, where the sands stretch endlessly and the winds whisper secrets of the ancients, lived a young man named Adisa. He was no stranger to the harshness of the desert, for he had grown up in a small village nestled among the dunes. But while others were content with their simple lives, tending goats and weaving stories around the fire, Adisa was different. His heart yearned for adventure, for the untold stories hidden in the shifting sands. Every evening, after the chores were done, Adisa would sit with the village elders and listen to their tales. His favorite was the legend of Nuru, the hidden city of gold and magic, lost to time and memory. Nuru is not just a city, one elder would say, his voice low and conspiratorial. It's a place of wonders where time itself stands still. But beware, young one. Many have sought it, and none have returned. Adisa would smile, his mind racing with visions of what Nuru might look like. What could be so marvelous and so dangerous that it remained hidden all these years? One evening, as the sun melted into the horizon, painting the sky in hues of gold and crimson, Adisa set out from his village. He carried little more than a waterskin, a small pouch of dates, and a satchel slung over his shoulder. The elders warned him against the desert's tricks, but his curiosity was stronger than his fear. For days, Adisa wandered, following the stars by night and the whispers of the wind by day. The desert was both beautiful and unforgiving. The sun scorched his skin, and the sands shifted beneath his feet, making every step a challenge. But just as his hope began to waver, something extraordinary happened. As he rested a dune one evening, a faint golden glow appeared on the horizon. It flickered like a flame, calling to him. Adisa's breath caught in his throat. Could it be? Could this be Nuru? When Adisa reached the source of the light, he found himself standing before a grand archway carved from gleaming stone. Intricate symbols danced across its surface, glowing faintly in the dim light of the desert. The air around it felt different, charged as if the archway itself were alive. With trembling hands, Adisa reached out and touched the stone. The moment his fingers made contact, the symbols flared brightly and the sands beneath him shifted. A pathway opened, leading down into a hidden valley. Adisa hesitated for only a moment before stepping forward, his heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. As he descended, the golden glow grew brighter, and soon, the legendary city of Nuru lay before him. Towering sandstone buildings rose high into the sky, their surfaces covered in vines that shimmered with an otherworldly light. Pools of water, impossibly clear, reflected the stars above, and the air was filled with a faint, melodic hum. But something was wrong. As Adisa walked through the city, he noticed its inhabitants, men and women, children and elders, all were perfectly still, frozen in time. A merchant stood behind his stall, his hand outstretched with a golden necklace. A young boy reached for a ball suspended midair. Even the birds in the trees seemed caught in a moment that refused to end. Adisa's awe turned to unease. What had happened here? His question was answered by a voice, a strong, defiant voice that echoed through the empty streets. Who are you, and what are you doing here? Adisa spun around to see a young woman emerging from the shadows. She was dressed in flowing robes of vibrant patterns, her hair adorned with beads that clicked softly as she moved. Her eyes burned with intensity. My name is Adisa, he said, raising his hands to show he meant no harm. I was lost in the desert and found this place. The woman studied him for a moment before nodding. I am Kioni, she said, one of the few who can still move in this cursed city. Kioni led Adisa to a quiet courtyard where she began to explain. Centuries ago, Nuru was a city of great wealth and power, she said. But with wealth came greed. The people betrayed a sorceress named Zarina, who had helped them build their prosperity. Enraged, she cursed the city, freezing time and trapping its people in this endless moment. Only a few of us were left to wander, forced to witness our people's suffering. Adisa listened, his heart heavy. Is there no way to break the curse? There is one way, Kioni said. The Heart of Nuru, a jewel of immense power, can lift the curse. But it was hidden by Zarina in the deepest part of the desert, guarded by trials that no one has survived. At that moment, another voice chimed in, a mischievous, playful voice. Well, another adventurer in Nuru, how delightful. Adisa looked up to see a glowing, translucent figure hovering nearby. It was Omar, a spirit bound to the city. With Kioni and Omar as his companions, Adisa set off to find the Heart of Nuru. The journey was perilous. They faced riddles etched into ancient stones, sandstorms that seemed to have a mind of their own, and illusions designed to lead them astray. At one point, they stood before a towering obelisk covered in glowing symbols. "Solve this riddle," Omar teased, "or be lost to the sands forever." Adisa's quick thinking saved them, but the trials grew harder. Finally, they reached a vast cavern where the Heart of Nuru lay guarded by a sand lion, a creature of golden light and fierce power. With courage and cleverness, Adisa and Kioni outwitted the beast, and Adisa took the heart into his hands. Its warmth spread through him, filling him with hope. Back in the city, Adisa placed the Heart of Nuru on an ancient pedestal. The ground trembled and light exploded outward, washing over the city. The frozen inhabitants began to move, their lives resuming as though no time had passed. Cheers and laughter filled the air as people reunited. Flowers bloomed, and the city's once muted colors came alive. Kioni turned to Adisa, her eyes filled with gratitude. "You have saved us," she said. "Nuru will never forget you." As the sun rose over the desert, Adisa prepared to leave. Kioni gave him a small bead from her headdress as a token of thanks. "The desert is vast," she said, "but you will always have a home here in Nuru." With a heart full of stories and a spirit forever changed, Adisa stepped back into the golden sands, ready to share the legend of Nuru with the world. And so, the city of Nuru, once hidden and cursed, became a beacon of hope. Its story carried on the winds of the desert for generations to come.